Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Shadow bringing you guys another video, still on Blackbeard for these couple videos. Facing a purple black Luffy at locals. This is gonna be 2 games, so this is game 1. I went second, had nothing to do, so I just attached a Don, the leader, just for fun. You do see my opponent also does not have the ramp Zoro or the Robin, which is good for me. I just established a Burgess here, nothing else to do. I could establish a Doc Q, but I figured I might as well just play Burgess and just start pressuring while I can. I'm kind of risky. I could have just established a Doc Q and Augur, but just decided otherwise. He does swing 6 at leader, and I do trigger a My Arrow Begins. I grab the stage, and that's perfect so that I can start building up trash and finding pieces that I need. Also, that Meyer also just helps Burgess there. So I do take that life, so I'm put down to 3 life here. So they establish a Frankie, pitch a card, draw their 2, and you do see a search finding that Sanji, which at this point now I know I kind of need to start pitching because I don't want to give him rush at this point. So I am going to pitch a Burgess off stage, finding a 2k counter, and beefing up my Burgess to a 6k at this point. So I'm going to swing 6 at their leader. More than likely going to get a 2k. If not, they're going to take the life. And a 2k is what I get out of them. And I establish a Van Augur at this point, pitching the Doc Q. I think I more than likely went this route instead of establishing Doc Q, just so I could have Burgess start building up. Establish the Augur because I do think I have the 7 drop in hand. If I'm not mistaken, yep, I do have 7 drop in hand, so that's why I opted to not do Doc Q. I just got to survive the amount of pressure purple black Luffy can do. Obviously they have access to the 6 cost rush Luffy, so that is not an on play. They're just able to swing right away, and it could be very lethal. So he does swing 5k to leader, and at this point I'm going to try to play it safe. Don't want to take too much life, so I'm going to counter out here for a 1k, because potentially, again, there could be a rush coming this turn. If he has a secret rush Luffy, which it is searchable off law, but luckily for us, he has not searched like that. So, but this man just has the heart of the cards, and you are going to see the secret rush Luffy swing. I do take the life, going down to 2, so could be very risky here, but 1 Don attached is making this Luffy a 7k. So Van Augur will not bring it in range for 7 drop teach. I still have to utilize a 1 cost stronger, which you're going to see here. I'm going to pitch a stage, draw a card off stronger ability, reduce it down to a 2, and pop it. So have to use a lot of cards from him to just be able to remove it, but I need to take the pressure away from my opponent here. And you do see I pitch a Kuzan, almost whiffed it. There's 2 Laboons in hands, I believe. I don't know. There was a Devon, a Laboon, and I'm not sure what the other card is. I believe the Laboon's in the other game. But then I swing 7k into Frankie, just trying to pressure his board here to get rid of, whatever pressure he does have. He is swinging with the Frankie as well. So I do pass turn here, and at this point, not sure what else he does. We know he has the Sanji. He's pitching other cards. We can't let him get on plays. We don't know whether he can do, 9 Mom, 9 drop Luffy. He's not at 10 drop Nika yet, but there are a lot of different on plays. PB is kind of built a little different. Nowadays, I've been seeing a cost Katakuri going into the deck instead of the Nika, which I can see because we obviously do utilize Beer Luffy. So he swings 5k to leader. I take it, and then he swings 6k. I counter out with a 2k, and we do see the rush Luffy here swinging 7k to leader, restanding with the ability. Obviously, yes, he is supposed to take the life here, and he will take it in a second. There was kind of in a rush here, so you do see a Myra trigger off. I do grab a 10 drop, And here he realizes that he is supposed to take the life. So you are going to see him grab his life here in a second. It is a mandatory. You have to take the life if you restand the Luffy with that active, send to active Don back. So he doesn't have a choice. Here he is going to swing 7 again. I do give him the 2Ks that I have in hand. This makes Burgess a 9K currently. So at this point, I have to try to survive. Can't let him get another rush off. Or I have to hope he doesn't get another rush off, because nothing I can do to prevent it. So I do swing 5 at the Frankie. Again, just trying to opt to remove here. Swing a 9K at the Frankie. And he uses a Gum Gum Giant here. That's just going to get the Frankie up to a 9K. Pitching another Giant. Drawing 2. And is going to find the other counter card to protect it. So I do the Van Auger and Teach to get rid of the Frankie. And then I utilize 10-drop Teach to stun the other Luffy. I could have definitely done this the other way around. Establish Teach, negate the leader ability, then use Van Auger Teach to get rid of the secret Luffy. Since I did it out of order, the Luffy did have the 1-cost buff from leaders, so that's why I opted to KO the Frankie. Regardless, still a better option actually when I think about it in long term of things, because I am getting rid of the blocker, so next turn I can just have an easier time going for lethal here if he doesn't have a rush card, since currently only have 1 card in hand. Obviously I did cycle to be able to find what I needed, and I pitched for leader ability. So again, it all comes down to whether or not he has rush. If he has a rush, he wins this match. If not, it's pretty much my game at this point. So I believe he's going to swing 13, leave 2 on up for a potential Giant. I'm going to block, and I have exactly a 2K counter to protect it. And at this point, I'm going to just swing 9 across the board with my leader, 9 with the Auger, and I believe I swing another 9 with Teach, but don't really need to go through all the swings, so he doesn't have enough counter. I believe he has exactly 9 or 10K counter, so it doesn't quite get there. So I am going to take game 1 with Teach. This wasn't the main game. This was our second game here. So the first one I really low rolled, and a big misplay, which you're going to see after this one. So yeah, you do see the 9K swing, and you see he counters exactly 9 and 2 bricks in hand. So I take this game, and then this was the first game that we had for our local. So I do open up with a LUffy. I went first. I thought going first was better to take away the curve of potential ramp right away for the PB, and taking away that first initial 7K swing. So you're going to see I became really greedy this turn. So he passed his turn after his search. I do search with Lafitte here. So you're looking at top 5 for Blackbeard Pirates. Grab a Van Auger, and of course, again, going for the same game plan of trying to set up for 7-drop. Teach. I swing 5. Here he takes this first swing. Tap 2, and I'm going to establish a dock queue and utilize the dock queue to pop the law to try to get a Lafitte search, or save the Lafitte search. Literally, I know this was probably the mistake that I made here, because here he's going to swing into the dock queue, which is the correct thing to do. I figured he was going to swing into Lafitte to try to get rid of my searches, but went to the dock queue, establishes the Zoro here. Zoro ability pops off, sending 2 Don back, ramping an active. Leader also ramps back. 1 active, 1 rested. And then we'll do another Zoro to just send 1 Don back to get another 1 active. And this is just to be able to flood the board to go wide here. So if I would have left the dock queue active, Law would have swung into the Lafitte more than likely. Would have swung into my leader. And I would have had dock queue established this turn to at least do a Van Auger dock queue removal on one of these Zoros to take some of this pressure off. So yeah, I was kind of being greedy with that dock queue. So again, I do utilize the Lafitte for search here. I grab a Kuzan here, which I actually take back and opt to just grab a Stage. Stage is going to be better for the cycle here, since I did not see it in my opening hand. I did try to mulligan to find it. I'd rather try to mulligan to find Sage, again, to just be able to search out whatever cards I need here. So Just very unfortunate. I was very greedy there. So you do see I do grab another dot Q off that My Era Begins, and I believe I'm just going to establish the dot Q just to get ready for next turn. Do poke with a 5 to lead, and he does give me a 1k Frankie counter there. And I'm going to pitch for ability because next turn we'll have access to the Rush Sanji. And I don't want him to rest the dot Q that I just searched out to try to remove stuff. But at this point, this is just very risky. I should have just established a Augur and hope that I find the 7-drop. But I'm just trying to give myself some different options here. So he does swing into the Lafitte this time. And then swings 5 into leader. I do take it. And I believe he's going to swing 6 to lead. And I think he also has the Rush Luffy here as well. So I do take those swings. Oh no, he does have the Beer Luffy. That's what it is. He does have it proxied. So that's the on play. Down -2. Make yourself a 7k lead. Or on attack as well. Obviously no on play since I did pitch. I do swing 5k into the Zoro, which was, or into leader. I believe I swung somewhere. He countered out, but I do use Liberation, my 1 of in the deck, and I do knock out the Beer Luffy and at least one of the Zoros. Since Liberation checks original cost, it gets around the Luffy leader buff there. And I will pitch a Augur for my leader ability here. So at this point, this stock queue is just kind of sitting there, kind of a waste of space. That's where I'm saying essentially establishing something else could have potentially been better for me. You do see a Laboon in hand, no 7-drop, so that's where it's kind of just chopped up for me. But we're working with what we have here. So at least we're able to remove 2 bodies that last turn. Does swing 5 here. I'm going to counter out here with a 2k. I'm trying to hold on to the Laboon for reduction for this upcoming turn. And I do give him a 2k Caribou blocker there as well for his 6k swing. So trying to stay healthy. And we do see 6 Don tapped. And here is that Rush Luffy. So is going to swing 7. Do the lead, not Luffy ability to send 2 active Don back. Gonna ramp him back with the leader, and takes his life and swings 8k. So just going full pressure to life, which is the absolute correct thing to do. You did see me pitch a lot of counter as well. So luckily I did decide to pitch early on to take that pressure away. So I do establish Laboon this turn, and I do this for the -4 reduction. So bringing this Secret Luffy down to a 3 cost, and again, I'm going to have to utilize a stronger or a Devon, which unfortunately finding only a stronger to give a -2 reduction to that Luffy, and then be able to pop it with the dot Q. And I believe I have 4 Don left. I'm going to attach the Don and swing 9k into Zoro just to try to attempt to clear it, and he is going to save it with 3 cards out of hand. And at this point, I'm just gonna have to pray for any type of counter, which I do find another stronger 2k. So pitching the 1k Burgess for any type of counter, and I do pitch another burger there. You do see. So essentially, got to rely on making it out of this turn to potentially try and go lethal with the dot Q. Not the greatest thing to say, but yeah, we're not sitting in a good spot. You do see a 10k swing. I have to take it, and he's going to swing another 10k. I do not have enough counter in that is game. So as always, if you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below what you guys thought of the matchups, and I will catch you guys on the next one.